Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm John Lazarus with Stories Matter and D&D Publishing. Money. It's the reason everyone watching this video became a writer. Maybe not directly, but because of what money can buy. Things like dignity, love, and happiness. But money can be a hard thing to come by as a writer. And while writing a book is generally free, especially if you only order ice water at the Starbucks where you spend each night writing after work, publishing and selling one that doesn't just go onto your blind grandmother's bookshelf isn't. If you want to create a good cover that wasn't made in MS Paint, you need money. If you want someone to tell you you shouldn't have the main character calling someone a dumb slut on the first page, you need money. If you want to fight a lawsuit claiming your publishing company established an unprecedented hostile work environment that violated dozens of labor laws, equal opportunity statutes, and fire codes, you need a lot of money. But there's a shining light at the end of this dark tunnel. And it's one you don't have to escape by selling drugs or whoring your body, though I won't dissuade you if you'd rather follow that strategy. No, instead, today we're going to explore the wide world of crowdfunding. We'll exploit people's charitable nature on this edition of Stories Matter. Today's video is brought to you by McDonald's, Apple, Walmart, and Saudi Aramco, the biggest and therefore best companies in the world. Their products make all your bad feelings go away. Buy that shit, use that shit, throw that shit away, buy more shit. You're gonna die soon anyway. Buy. Buy all of this shit before you die. Spend. It tastes great, or looks great, or it's cheap, or you need it to survive, or whatever. Don't think, motherfucker, just buy it. There are a few different websites you can use for crowdfunding. Kickstarter, Indiegogo, OnlyFans. But I'm going to give more general advice in this video that will apply whether you use a wide variety of web platforms or if you're just collecting change on the subway. Personally, even though I own and operate a publishing company that makes a steady stream of revenue and now has a business license, I still use crowdfunding for most of my releases. For the sake of this video, we're going to focus mainly on one crowdfunding campaign I did for the novel Game Theory, a drama about a math prodigy who has to use his intellect to overcome his sexual addiction. Step 1. Set clear, realistic goals. An author and a reader have a sacred bond, like a husband and wife. So if you're not going to be open and transparent and you breach that trust, you've got to be really careful you don't get caught. To be clear, your best bet is to simply be honest. State your expenses. Tell your investors you need, for example, $1,000 for a professional book cover and $10,000 for a sensitivity reader to remove all the hateful language. Those are believable numbers, and your readers will know they're getting what they're paying for. Now, one way to get around this is to create multiple crowdfunding avenues with different URLs to different sources, even though the links appear the same, so it always looks like you're a little short on funds on the different crowdfunding websites. Anyway, that's how I got $400,000 to spend on editing and marketing Game Theory. Step 2. Identify your core group of funders. Once you know your budget, you need to know who you will target your campaign toward. If you just target your pitch to fantasy readers, nobody's going to bite. If you target it toward fantasy readers who feel like there isn't enough realistic depictions of what medieval sex felt, sounded, and smelled like, you might do a bit better. But how would you go about finding these people in the first place without compromising the contents of your hard drive? Well, when I was planning how to crowdfund for Game Theory, I knew that people who were interested in math and also sex addicts was way too broad a group, so I needed to narrow down who I sent emails and newsletters to. In the end, I decided to spam the comments of Numberphile and other math YouTubers' comments section to build traffic for my various Kickstarters. Step 3. Get corporate sponsors. Even with lots of small donations, it'll be tough to reach your fundraising goals without a few big spenders. And small businesses are a great way to get that. Of course, while companies and corporations have all the same legal rights and much more political power than people, they lack our basic sense of charity. They'll want something in return. Call it selling out if you will, but some strategic product placement could get you to reach your goals quickly. For example, I got a local sandwich shop to put a QR code for a sandwich coupon on the back cover of a novel about one woman's fight with anorexia. For Game Theory, all I had to do was set the climax of the story in a local sex shop and put a link to their website on my website for 20 years, or until I pass away. Step 4. Focus on what the individual funders will get in return. Now, going back to the individual funders, they're going to want a little perk in return. Things like tote bags, pens, scratch-off tickets. For game theory, a donation of $20 got you a mention on social media. A donation of $50 got you a free copy of the book. A donation of $1,000 got me to name one of the characters after you. You have to be careful, though. It turned out James Forsyth of San Diego didn't like that I named him after a serial sex offender. Step 5. Connect your book to a cause. But an even more powerful motivator than swag is virtue signaling. The only reason most people read in the first place is to prove they're better than everyone else, so it goes hand in hand with charity. For game theory, I obviously reached out to the sex addiction support community, hoping they'd mention my book on some of the organization's websites. But that backfired because apparently graphic depictions of hardcore sex is a big trigger for that crowd. So I diversified by making several characters Jewish. I gave my main character neurodivergent tendencies. And I added in a subplot about fracking. That's all for today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll leave you with this week's This Day in Literary History. See you on the next one.